Jacob Zuma has lost yet another court case, but this time, my friend, he has to pay practically 20 million rand. So he went to court because the DA and the EFF took him to court because the state was paying for his legal fees. The DA hates that notion, the EFF hates that notion, hell, I hate the notion that we are paying for his legal fees. And the High Court said, well, you shouldn't pay for his legal fees, he must pay. He appealed, and this is what the Supreme Court of Appeal said. And they said there is no legal basis for government to pay for Zuma's corruption trial defense. And they went on to say that if the state is burdened with the high legal costs of those public office bearers who are charged with such crimes, the taxpayer bears that burden. Poor communities also continue to be denied access to essential services as the state resources are being diverted to funding the defense of public office bearers charged with such crimes, in this instance financially litigated on the most luxurious scale. So in terms of how much money Zuma must pay back, it's sort of up for debate. Some say 16 million rand, others say up to 25 million rand. All we know is it is dozens of millions of rands, but the SCA wasn't finished quite there. It actually gave him an extra cost order for desecrating the characters of senior judges. Because in his court papers, Zuma said that the judges of the High Court and the judges of the Supreme Court of Appeal are all biased against him. You know, that old chestnut, that old excuse, everyone is biased against Jacob Zuma. He did nothing wrong. The system is biased, and the SCA has had enough of that. And they had enough because they hit him with a punitive cost order for attacking the judges who ruled against him in the first place. And so, according to the judges, the court found that it would be just and equitable for Zuma to pay back the taxpayers' money spent on his legal fees after the state attorney determines exactly how much he owes. There is this annoying thing in South Africa where, judges can't really say you owe this much because the state attorney paid those costs, so the state attorney must determine how much needs to be repaid. So if there are still elements in the state attorney that love Zuma, they can just say, yeah, he owes us like 30,000 rand. But hopefully that isn't the case, and he actually owes 15 or 20 or 25 million rand. Because remember that bond for Nkandla, where he had to pay back some of the money for Nkandla, and then they found out it was like 7 million rand. The whole thing cost 250 million rand, but he wasn't on the hook for any of it, except for the 7 million rand, and he got a bond from VBS to cover that. In essence, what I'm saying is, it doesn't feel like real punishment. People need to be punished. Skin in the game means whatever you dole out, you must pay back. So if the state spent 20 million rand, he must pay back 20 million rand, not a portion of it, not some other nonsense calculation that says you only have to pay 2 million. All of it must be paid back. And if any of you on here are saying, look, Cyril Ramaphosa is doing something, guys, he's winning. Not a chance. The DA brought this case and the EFF brought this case. They are the ones responsible for this judgment. No one in the ANC is responsible whatsoever. So where does this leave Zuma? I don't know, in a pretty tight spot. His court case for the arms deal is coming back up, I think, during the course of next month. He has this court case now that he lost. The Zondo Commission and the Con Court still have to sentence him to jail for possible contempt of court. I'm not too sure exactly where he is going to turn to.